Welcome to another episode of Raising Your Voices via Zoom. Hope you guys are staying safe, staying at home. As you can see, we're back again yet on another virtual platform to provide you guys some information. Today, we'll pretty much run through the return of the normal, as well as some community support and resources that are available. Also, we'll talk about some disparities within communities of color and so much more information. I'm happy today to actually have some guests. We have our good partners from Blue Hill Civic Association, community organizer and leader, our brother Calvin Lovejoy.
Hey.
How you doing, brother Lovejoy?
I'm doing good, Eddie. Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you. Also, we have research coach and our youth support and research coach volunteer, Miss Amani Ford. How you doing, Amani?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. A recent graduate of Southern Connecticut State University, correct?
Yes, correct.
Nice. I didn't want to miss anything, so I had to make sure we confirm that. So just, talking about the return to normal, a lot of people are tired right now. They're bored, ready to go back to school, ready to, get back to their life of social activities. So in this return, having a conversation with some people, I just wanted to, get, again, some light from youth and, of course, your perspectives as well in regards to just what parts of normal is actually worth going back to. Are we going to leave some habits behind? Or are we going to continue to go out with the same habits? What have we kind of learned through this experience that we can take out, and what's actually worth going back to, or what's sort of worth leaving behind? And it's open for anybody to answer.
Well, I think that for me, the thing that I'm doing right now is actually trying to not procrastinate, especially because we have online school. So I kind of have leeway, and they just changed our schedule. So I don't have all my classes every day like I used to, and I don't have to have every assignment done in the same day, so it's kind of easier. But I think that going back, when we do eventually go back to school, I'm gonna leave procrastination behind and just get the work done earlier, because it makes more sense.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree with Josh on that, since for deadlines, they usually make it in a week, so it's do I really try to stay away from procrastinating? But yeah, I feel the main thing is to leave procrastination behind, because it makes sense to do it now as soon as you get it, so you don't have to worry about it.
For me, what I do is I get the work, but then it would be due the week after or something like that. So I'm yeah, I'm about to do it the night before. But now I've been doing my work a lot more, and it's a lot easier because I don't have to worry about it. So procrastination and time management, definitely leaving. I'm definitely keeping that, but leaving procrastination and stuff. So yeah.
Nice. In regards to family time, has this time allowed you guys to get closer to your family? Has it allowed you to reevaluate some things, or maybe closer to a certain friend, maybe just checking in to see about them, and making, more better choices on, how you, stay connected with people?
For me, we got closer, but it's just it's kind of too close. I don't know about it.
Too close.
but I like it so far. We watch movies and stuff, but sometimes it's kind of a routine now, more than it's family time. It's more we're doing it so much that it's just okay, you want to watch a movie today? Nah, you want to do it tomorrow? Okay, fine. Sometimes we need a break, but I like the family time, because we realize that we're doing so much that we forget about our family. So this is definitely a sign that we need to spend more time with family. So I like it, but I don't like it at the same time.
Yeah, I agree. My mom and I were just talking about how she likes that we're spending more time together, but at the same time, it's kind of smothering. I like to be by myself, minding my business with her not bothering me, but at the same time, I see what she's saying, because she's always at work and traveling. So I think it's nice to spend family time, but it's too much family time a little bit.
Now, Brother Lovejoy, I have a question for you
Sure.
in regards within the education field. And I know we're partnering with schools and different things like that, being in the community. Do you feel as far as the parents, you think parents are more in tune now with the process that their children's educators go through every day? And do you think this will kind of incline them to now be more proactive with attending the Board of Ed meetings and things like that? As I see, as a community activist, you are very eager about that type of stuff.
That's really a great question, Eddie, and the answer is probably all over the place in terms of the spectrum. You will have parents that will be more involved because of the hands-on that they're having now in terms of their children's education. And I think on the other hand, we have to consider all of those families and parents who might be struggling with, again, new technology, having access to this technology and being able to use it. It was easy, to fall off the radar, if you will, when they were going to class. And now, with not going to class, it's even easier to fall off. So I think we'll be all over the place in terms of the spectrum. Some will be more involved, and unfortunately, we're going to have those who really get lost because of COVID-19.
Amazing. Lastly, just overall skills that you may have developed or attained that's actually, going to make you better, that you've actually self-reflected and seen this time. I know we talked a little bit about it in the previous episode, but some skills that you've now developed that I can actually carry on, that can benefit you outside of this. And now saying that, even when this thing is over, I'm going to utilize this to, make sure I'm productive, make sure I'm utilizing my time appropriately.
Well, I've discovered a new arts and craft. And it's called resin. And you can make it clear, you can add colors to it. And it's just something to keep me busy. So when I get bored or I feel like I'm trapped, I do the arts and craft or something spontaneous.
Interesting. Anybody else?
So yeah, a skill that I thought I was good at, but I recently learned that I'm not that good at, it would be to be adaptable. Reason being is because before I had a certain schedule I go by every day when it comes to organizing my school and in my work and at home. But then obviously with the whole pandemic thing, it has it changed all of that because now everything's based online. So my work and my school and then me being home all the time, it's and doing the things I gotta do at home, it's all piling up. So I gotta learn how to be more adaptable when it comes to that.
Interesting. Thanks for sharing that, because that's a lot of people are sometimes really don't self-reflect and talk about their flaws or certain things that they're weak in, or better ways that they can strengthen their weaknesses and things that they lack. So again, I know this is a real time for especially young people to really understand this opportunity during this crisis. So very important. Any final thoughts?
Hey, Eddie,
Yep.
if anyone needs a Zoom consultant, I've definitely developed some skills in operating Zoom that I did not have before COVID-19. So
Haven't we all, And again, the tech savvy things of getting more of the elderly and people that are not really into the now generation. It's easier for the kids now. They're always on their phones, they're always on technology, but adapting it to the elderly, not used to it. They just want to pick up the phone and call you versus I got to get on the computer. I don't know how to type this. I don't know how to send. I don't got no email. So, it's really, enlightening them to, get with the times. This technology is rolling. It ain't going to do nothing but get newer and newer. So, yeah, definitely.
Very true.
All right, we'll move forward to our next topic. I've noticed a lot on social media that, and other, sources, as of right now, it's a lot of social media because, we can't go nowhere, that there's not really support or resources available. And then when there is resources available, when people are doing live informatives, when people are posting that they'll be going live or that they'll be doing a Zoom conference and to join in to find out about this information, a lot of the people are not around, but yet we're still complaining about what resources are readily available here in the community. So this part of the segment, I just want to pretty much provide that information, and of course shout out our home team here at HCTC, the Hartford Care Response Team, as well as our Community Safety Coalition. Our Community Safety Coalition is made up of members from Blue Hills Civic Association. Of course, Brother Lovejoy is here with us tonight, as well as two of his profound youth. Compass Peace Builders, as well as Mothers United Against Violence and the YMCA of Greater Hartford. And of course, Hartford Communities That Care. So our Hartford Care Response Team has came up with an initiative, Safety Outreach Support. And this initiative simply is to engage hundreds of different Hartford North End residents who's actually impacted by COVID-19 by providing relief through distribution of food, household and personal items, face masks, information on how to stay safe and physically take care of themselves and their households. So that's very, very key information. This resource is available. I know there'll be an informative. This will probably be out after the first informative, which is on Monday from 10 to 2 here at 2550 Main. But again, there's information provided, and there will be a number provided on your screen. For more information, you can call 860-904-9045. Again, that's 860-904-9045. And big shout out to the big bro, Larry Johnson. I'm the leader of this initiative on the Hartford Care Response Team. And of course, again, our members at the Community Safety Coalition. Also, shout out to the Compass Youth Collaborative Peace Builders team. I did see a post from Jackie Santiago as they were being innovative during this pandemic as it's posing an existential threat to the industry. But they were able to provide their youth with some gift cards and care packages. So that's an amazing thing. So again, these organizations are going out on the front lines, and the ones that haven't heard about it, you'll hear about it here first, right here on Raising Your Voices podcast, that these readily available sources are here. So if you're not informed, please get informed, and make sure you share this episode so they have this information. And lastly, our partner organizations, cosmetologists and barbers, our own Dre H Photography, Francine Austin Entertainment and Marketing, Harriet Home, Hype, Brother Warren Hardy, Ken Ashworth, HCTC Research Assistant, Phillips Health Center, City Department of Families and Children and Recreation, Legacy Foundation, and YWCA. So our partnered organizations, and again, our Community Safety Coalition initiative is just help families and support them during this time. This is what we want to do. If we got to mask up and glove up, then that's what we have to do to get out here and make sure that our families are okay, especially within our Black community and culture. I do want to leeway it over to our youth leader, Josh Fee. He's going to talk about the church partnerships, our local churches who are stepping out and doing church work, serving our community and helping our people.
Yes, so there's 3 churches in the city of Hartford, all on the same street, on Main Street, that are giving out dinners, masks, and just essential things that you would need during the time of this coronavirus. So on Mondays and Saturdays, Phillips Metropolitan CME Church gave out over about 500 dinners and 100 masks just this past weekend. And that's about the number that each church has been giving out each day. They alternate days, so Phillips has Mondays and Saturdays. Mount Olive has, I believe, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then the Citadel of Love has Wednesdays and Fridays. So they're partnering up, which is a great thing because they're all in the same street, and you have people that live in that community, which is one of the poorest zip codes. So just to give back to the community that you're living in is such a powerful thing that people may not really see. And the news did a story on it. They came out and they recorded, asking questions, and just put the word out that these churches are giving back to their community.
Thank you, Josh, for sharing that. And that's amazing work again. Shout out to our churches. Shout out to our local communities and organizations. Kudos to the Community Safety Coalition and all the partners, as well as our faith-based organizations that are stepping in and stepping up.
Good stuff.
Now, I know the coronavirus is causing a lot of things locally. Of course, here we have to stay safe and in our education system. But I want to talk about a global crisis and a global issue as well. Even before coronavirus, we have a lot of poor countries and countries that are suffering from poverty and a lot of disparities that they're unable to have resources just on a regular day, whether we're in a pandemic or not. So as this has brought hunger to millions of people around the world. According to New York Times, there's been national lockdowns and social distancing measures that are drying up work and incomes and are likely to disrupt agricultural production and supply routes, leaving millions to worry about how they will get enough to eat. So pretty much they quoted in the New York Times earlier this morning how, the coronavirus is here, but, what's killing them most is really just starvation and being hungry. So Amani, you shared a good article with me this morning. I just want you to briefly share your perspective on that. And if you have some questions to leeway for us to talk about, feel free.
Yeah, when I came across the article, I was actually heartbroken about what was going on because we're so focused. I can't speak for anybody else, but me and a lot of my friends, we're focused on what's going on here in America. And there's not enough light that shine on, what's going on globally. So a lot of these countries like in Kenya, India, Colombia, they don't know how they're gonna eat. They have families to support. They all went through sudden loss of employment. So it's like they're struggling big time. Me and my friends are worried about not hanging out, not seeing each other, not going to the movies, worried about our day-to-day schedule being affected, but they don't even know if they're going to survive. So reading that was just like, wow. You just see the differences that's going on in a richer nation like America versus what's going on elsewhere. And then not only that, but they mentioned how here in the US, we have more organized food drives opposed to none at all in other countries. So it was heartbreaking. It was sad seeing stuff like that. How you guys feel about, the US versus what's going on globally as far as, resources, food, support, like that?
I think that as Americans, we naturally take everything for granted because we don't really think of what goes on in other countries because we don't live in those other countries. Mm-hmm. So the small things that we think that like, oh, we can't go outside or we can't do our normal daily schedule. It's like people that are living in war countries can't go outside at all. Like they've been having to adapt to any situation that comes in hand. They have probably like certain routines. Oh, that's a bomb. We have to go here. We have to go there. So we take things as small as this, as small as like going out and having fun for granted because we don't really understand what goes on in other countries and how they're far worse than we are.
I've always felt it was like heartbreaking because like this pandemic and stuff isn't close to half of the struggles that other countries go through, the supposed third world. So the whole pandemic thing makes us think and use skills that probably the third world countries that are in desperation will like find a way to create the next technological thing. So like they're using their knowledge and their brains more than we are, and this pandemic, even if it's like we can't go outside, we can't hang out with our friends, we're learning more time management, we're learning more adaptability, whatever. Like, it's just like crazy how we don't know the half of it, but we are continuously complaining. Mm-hmm. And it could be a lot worse.
And I feel like in America, we're always just thinking about like kind of ourselves. So like if we're not good, then we're gonna go do what we have to do in order to make sure that we're good. And other countries don't really have that. They have to like fend for themselves at all points in times. Mm-hmm. And we have this dependability at all points in times, so we can always get help, but they don't always have the help. So from this whole pandemic thing, we're just kind of learning that we aren't the only ones struggling right now. And that if we look beyond like where we usually see, then we could see that we have so much to be grateful for as a country. So
much.